Maybe one day I'll get a 103 no cheese in any percent. But until then, 106 is not even possible on load.
Welcome. Never fear, good citizens of Bikini Bottom. The manager is here. Yep, excitement, adventure. Just another day in the life of a manager. It's a short slide from manager to...
Nice, Seth.
Well, not manager. This is a job for...
I think you actually can clip out of no cheese on 360, I think, but it's really inconsistent, and you would need to clip like back in, which requires guitar. So maybe in future, you know, out of bounds no cheese could theoretically exist, but I don't see it happening like for any percent. What's up? 24 rounds. How's it going? Everyone today on this. What day is it? Sunday. Thank you for the good luck. I appreciate it. Also, let's be honest. We're never gonna get sub battle. It's never gonna happen. Unless that guitar early shit gets found, and we do this really weird thing to get all the powers early, so that would basically do early powers. In that case, yes, we would beat battle any percent in terms of length. But that, you know, that's about it. Like, it would take nothing short of 20,000 miracles after already having the miracle of Mindy skip to, you know. That reminds me, I should mention that I'm reworking the Mindy skip script to be a history video as opposed to, like... So it has a little bit of backstory, like, you know, Cole got this really good time, he theorized Mindy skip in 2013. And then, you know, we're gonna have like a story building up to it, you know, showing like that there were Mindy skip memes about it potentially existing, and then yeah, so it'll be more like, exciting and interesting, but it'll take a lot longer to make. You got a BFB GBA PB, nice. You seem pretty close to sub 120. So good luck on the sub 120 grind. That'd be pretty epic. Gamden B would never eat fish and chips because he can't stand fish. Because he's a loser. I can understand not liking most fish, but like cod is like the least fishy fish of them all. Like, you can't do this to me, bruh. Like, fish and chips. I'll have you know that I had fish and chips earlier. And yes, it was very cool. It is funny, I'll give you that. Apparently I don't need the one frame to get sub 120. I remember the one frame. Are you still gonna go for the one frame? Because if you get it, then, you know, time save compared to not doing it. But at the same time, if you don't need it, then maybe consistency is preferred. But then you'd have to play better overall. Yeah, I don't know anything about BFB GBA, not gonna lie.
I know someone who...
Who?
Well, I mean, he runs. He runs a lot. Some might even say 24 hours.
Some might say that I hate you.
But you wouldn't.
Why are you good at comebacks, Shep? Should be.
Not even bad.
No. DS capture shit is like really inconvenient, I heard. And then it's like, oh, just play on MU, but some people just don't want to play on EMU for stuff like that. Like, for 2D games that, like, I'm playing on EMU, I find it sometimes kind of hard to, like, my brain can't grasp doing, like, playing GBA and DS games on a keyboard for some reason, unless it's, like, really basic stuff like Pokemon. But if it's, like, a platformer game, like, my brain cannot comprehend the inputs because it's on keyboard. I'd rather just play on the original hardware, you know? I'm surprised that Zach is live now, because he said that he... I remember before he said that he would not go live if I'm live. I would choose the first option because I feel like it'd be funnier for the stream, and also because then I could just beat him to death. So the problem's solved. Oh yeah, that reminds me. My 3DS circle pad just came off one day. I opened it, it just came off. So we had to fucking glue it back on. So now, if I ever wanted to run something on 3DS, I certainly don't want to now, because, like, if I use it extensively, it's definitely going to come off again. Atlantis DS, any percent could be a 53. I don't know anything about that game either, honestly. I don't know about the, like, to do with the speedruns and even the casual game, I don't really know anything apart from Battle, Movie, Toss, a tiny bit of Dutchman, Creature, Movie, GBA, and that's basically it. And I guess Lights, Camera, Pants, I guess, but, like, that's not really, you know, as much more of a casual run compared to the other categories, I'd say. That is what is happening. I literally just lost like 7 seconds. I don't understand what was going on there. I mean, if the rest is 3K's perfect, it's not that big a deal, I guess. Because I'll still be minus a lot, but the minus is artificial, so... no. I don't know if that worked. But I sure as hell wasn't gonna not attempt bounceless. I should just reset if I ever miss bounceless, I feel like. I don't know. If I get captured by the Cyclops, I can at least be put out of my misery eventually, you know what I mean? God, I remember Atlantis console. I still cannot believe that Atlantis console got onto, got accepted to Speed Gaming Live. It was definitely just because they wanted the sponge block. But, like, I really wish Proto submitted, like, Toss or something instead. I mean, granted, it was funny, but, like, I woke up. Dude, I even, like, it was so cursed. I told Chat, like, knowing my luck, I know for a fact I'm gonna wake up to Supersized Patty. What did I fucking wake up to? I don't even have to say. I don't even have to finish the sentence. Who's the world record holder for Atlantis? But anyway, then I watched a little bit of, like, when it got to the point where it was like that auto scroller with like the dancing and shit, like you have to do the button comment, like I just couldn't anymore. I could not look at the screen any longer. Oh, I didn't know Proto was the world record holder. But that's kind of epic. Saves chips for blow a kiss. Alright. I'll be mentally prepared for that. Don't worry about it. I might check out Atlantis DS. Well, I should probably just check out more SpongeBob speedruns in the first place. What's up, nostalgia? How's it going? I'll be doing one today on this Sunday, and yes, we're doing SpongeBob. This run would be phenomenal if I didn't make those 2 mistakes. That's unfortunate. I might even be on my best pace or tied best pace. Because I definitely would have been very, very close to a gold otherwise. What's a Kuno? How's it going? Another day on this Sunday. I've seen Creature GBA. I get like the gist of what it is. It honestly looks kind of cool, but I'm not interested in running 2D games. Why is that nostalgia? I think the thing that amazes me is that we still call it dumb jump because it's like, what else are we gonna call it? Like, it's a pretty vital trick to the run. Well, not vital, but it is a very important trick that should be named, but it's like, what else could you name it? That'd, like, actually not be kind of a meme. So you still call it dumb jump. Tower skip? It skips 2 towers, so it'd have to be towers skip. I don't know, that sounds... that is a name that would make sense. But I just can't... I don't know, it just doesn't sound as good. If I were to run any 2D SpongeBob game, it would easily be Movie GBA. But even I'm not, like, super interested in that. Again, I prefer to play stuff on the original hardware if I can, but like, I don't have the necessary equipment to also capture GBA footage. Not only that, but I also don't have the time for a second speed game, and I won't for probably a very long time. You know something that's always, like, been strange to me? Right? Creek skip. Why do we call it creek skip when we're not skipping creek? We're doing it early. But we always call it creek skip. Shouldn't we call it creek early or early creek? But we've always called it skip. Ever since... like... ever since people found it, even, all those people who are no longer in the community called a creek skip, and I don't know why, but then it just carried on. A banister is like a pole on like stairs, for example. Like when you like, well, not on the stairs, on, yeah. It's hard to explain. Also, it still doesn't make sense to call it creek skip though, because nobody is thinking of it like that. They're just thinking of it as, oh, another skip. They're not thinking of it as like, oh, we call it creek skip because we're skipping to creek. Like, nobody ever thinks that. You could like say that about a lot of things. Like, logically, it should be called creek early. I think I did call it creek early in my tutorial, I'm not too sure. I might have accidentally said creek skip. There are just a lot of names in games that just don't make as much sense as they could. But granted, usually to make them sound, like, to make them make more sense, you usually have to sacrifice them sounding good. I can barely hear the game. What's up, Sunday? How's it going? I've been well today on the Sunday.
A rolling sponge gathers no barnacles.
I like, my body like jittered a little bit, so I'm surprised I got that, the first frame. I'm surprised I got either frame. This is the type of run I can get when I get good BBBHs. I'm on my best ever pace. I lost like 6 seconds off the golden 3K, and this, I'm minus 0.8 on my best pace. Why is my dog barking?
He's going off.
What is he going off about?
You have to ask him.
Battle Mod wants to add SpongeBob only as no character switches. But it's... Isn't SpongeBob only an objectively better name? Because not only does it sound better and is quicker to say, it also just... It makes more sense without knowing what that means in the game. SpongeBob only is like... Because everybody knows the Battle for Bikini Bottom has more characters than just SpongeBob. So it sounds better, it's shorter, it's better in every way, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I don't understand that. Don't you guys call it Lenny Skip Skip? Because you skip having to use Lenny Skip? I remember when I had to do Lenny Skip back in the day. That was dreadful. I hated it.
So much destruction.
Yeah, I don't want to go into like too, because again, one of my rules is like, oh, don't shit talk the community and all that, but like, I don't understand why they always have to like have something wrong with the leaderboards or category names. There's always something that's not right. Always. And I don't know why. And I feel like the leaderboards are never based off of like a vote or like a majority opinion. It's just based off of like what the mods want, which is fine.
There's a key.
I personally do not want that for this community. I would like votes and shit, but if they want to do it based off of mods, because mods are trusted and they are more likely to have valid and up-to-date opinions, then that does make sense. But at the same time, I feel like it's been shown time and time again that they're always just at least a little off of what they do. So, you know, I don't know a single person in the community who is not a mod and likes having 3 categories on main, you know what I mean? If there was a vote on that, there would definitely be more than 3 categories. Like, that is a fact. NG Plus would also not be called NG Plus. I'm maybe at the end of the day, that isn't the right thing to do. I don't know. But I just don't understand why they make things complicated sometimes. Why would you want to call it no character switches? I don't understand. SpongeBob only is the exact same thing, except it sounds better. Like, if there was a vote, people would vote for SpongeBob only. I know that. I just don't understand why, like, majority opinions cannot be considered. And it's just based, like, again, I don't want that for... That was why there wasn't even going to be a Mindy skip vote, for example, but then we, some of the mods basically forced it to be a vote, so that people could actually have the chance. And we're probably going to do another vote in future, too. Yeah, okay, I'm just saying this now, and mark my words, I know that this is the case. If there was a vote to change NG Plus's name to anything else, I know without a shadow of a doubt that Early Powers would be the one that wins by quite a lot. I am not just saying that. I know that deep down because that is just very obvious. So... No, I don't mean a vote like that. I mean like a proper vote. When I say vote, I mean like considering all of the categories, like all of the names that it has been called before.
How was that for you?
Or newer ones. Like, if we're talking like what makes the most sense from an outsider's perspective and even in the community, like, and what sounds good, like Early Powers. Early Powers would win. I know it would. I'm fine with NG+, I'm just saying that people would vote for it. That's just one example. Again, I don't want to, like, shit-talk the mods and all that. But people should, like... When there is a majority that do not agree with you, you cannot not expect backlash. Or not criticism. If you are going to make decisions that the majority always disagree with, then you cannot be confused when people give you criticism. That is just absolutely ridiculous. So, you know, that is my criticism, that they should definitely take majority votes into consideration a lot more, and not BS majority votes, I mean like actual majority votes that matter. That is my opinion. Because I think that is a lot healthier for the community, and I like the idea of the movie community also taking that route, and we have done votes before. We had a vote for Miniskip again. We had a vote for renaming a trick. We were in a public VC in the movie server like a couple times ago when we were negotiating leaderboard changes and stuff. Like, I want more of that. And we also asked community members if we had an Early Powers type category, what would we call it? And they all said Early Powers. So, there you go. I like the idea of the community being involved. And again, sometimes members of a community are not fully informed. Sometimes they're way too biased. Sometimes they're just going to vote for something out of spite or something. So there's less likely to be bias with a mod team. But at the end of the day,
So much destruction.
you can't even, like... I feel like it's healthy and, like, good to just have community votes. That is my opinion. I don't think the topic really needs to be discussed anymore. I feel like at least some of us said what we wanted to say. Because, again, for the third time, want to specify that I don't want to completely, like, shit-talk, you know. However, again, when a vast majority disagree with you, you can absolutely not be like, oh, why am I getting criticism? And that, yeah.
I still getting hate.
So yeah, that is all I want to say about the topic, and the topic should probably be put to a close before I get accused of things by people, probably. I forgot I was in SD 102. I'm not gonna lie about that one. I didn't even know I didn't know I was in SD 102.
Going up. There's the edge of town.
Besides, if we're being logical anyway, then cheap percent should be called any percent. That is the hot take of the day. Granted, we will never call it that, but you know, if we're being smart, yeah. Well, yeah, I understand your nostalgia, but I don't think there's any like. There's no perfect name for a category like that. Because either the names don't tell you enough or they sound stupid, or both, but usually not both. That is the problem. So I feel like early powers, in my opinion, especially for movie, just makes the most sense. Because it sounds really good. If you know anything about movie, then you surely know what it means. You know? What's up, Solver? How's it going? I've been all today on the Sunday, and thank you for the good luck. I appreciate it.
Coming through. How much of a man do I have to be?
I don't dig unlock powers cheats. That sounds kind of cringe, bruh. Even though UPC sounds fine, like the whole name sounds cringe. Yeah, I'm like I wanted it to be called Early Powers, and luckily the community did too. God, if there were community members, like if there were people in the movie community being like, no, we want it called NG Plus, and it was like a very clear majority, I kind of would have been mad. Not gonna lie, I would have been like, why? Fuck, that was bad.
Nothing can stop the mighty stone thingy.
The problem is, as well, is that, like...
Good job, Patrick.
Because, for example, if it was like a 90% majority, we can't ignore that. We would have to fucking change it to that. But nobody... even in the battle community, everyone wants to call it Early Powers anyway. So we had no problems with the name. Don't get me started on fucking Frogfish nostalgia. Fucking Frogfish, I swear. Frogfish gives me Vietnam flashbacks. I was just like, I want Frogfish world record. So I booted the game up at like 1 p.m. I did one Frogfish run and I got world record. I was just like, alright. Because I got an exceptionally good depression for my first run of the day with no practice. And then the rest of it was pretty good too. Not fantastic, but pretty good. My summer best is 1559, I think. Or a 16 flat.
That's how we do things in Bikini Bottom.
Oh, you like me now? Patrick happy? Pull over! I need to...
Thank you, Dap. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't want to get into an argument about, like, categories and shit. Like, you know. That's just not something I want on my stream. I nearly got the boost. Yeah, movie soundtrack's good. It's just that Now That We're Men and SCDA are too atmospherical for the run. I don't know, all I know about Old World Tokens is that I tried to run it recently and I just did not like it, but I don't know what I expected. I was using the cheat box and I still didn't have fun. I shouldn't have done the OG route, I think that's what fucked me. I should have just done the 360 route. Probably would have enjoyed it more. But I got so mad I didn't even finish the run as a no reset. Even though I was, like, intending to. Yeah, I did extend a cheap. I didn't extend a cheap sim run in 2019. I got a pretty good run as well. I think sub 1 in that category is possible if you play like perfectly. But it would take so much.
So many choices, so little time.
I like extended cheap ascent. I just don't like that it has Now That We're Men combat. Yeah, I like Now That We're Men. Now That We're Men's music. I can barely hear it when I'm running this game, though. That's the problem. Like...
Steady as she goes, Pat.
Oh, you like me now?
Fans distracting. I'll be really hot, but I'll just try and make it work.
This place.
I don't pay any bills. I'll never pay bills because I'm gonna live in my parents' attic for the rest of my life until I eventually die at like 70. That's a joke, by the way.
Yeah, you'll die at 40.
Give me a break. I won't die at 40. I could at least make it a 50. With like my shitty die and stuff, I could definitely make it at least 50. Because there's nothing wrong with me now. There would have been some sign that something could go wrong in the future, but nope, they did the tests. There's nothing wrong with me at all.
Well, like, medic. There's nothing wrong with you.
Huh?
What?
I don't know what you said.
Yeah. Neither do.
Come out, wherever you are.
Got it. If I just nail the tricks and Now That We're Men, I'm gonna be so minus. You could ninja style, but they don't actually properly convert to HDMI technically. They just kind of have an HDMI port that you can plug into like a capture card or a TV or whatever. So it barely increases the quality. I do have an AV to HDMI, but it doesn't make the game... It forces widescreen, so it doesn't look as good as it could. Also, Epic Latte. Don't hit me, please. Okay. Yeah, my gameplay looks a lot better for you guys than it does for me.
Hey, this is great. You really gotta try it.
Because for me, like, I'm playing on, like, movie, like, widescreen. And I turned the saturation up a little bit on the capture card. But whereas for me, it's like actually washed out pretty... Yeah, it's pretty washed out. My original HDMI converter forced me to not only stream on OBS Studio when I didn't used to, it also forces half frame rate with my capture card. And then I tried... The two other capture cards I tried would not capture the gameplay. It would fuck up completely. So the only capture card it would work with is the one that halves my frame rate. And I looked back at my battle PBs in 30 FPS, it didn't even look like 30. I feel like people were complaining too much about it. It literally looked like 50. It didn't even look like 30. That was so bad. Oh yeah, my HDMI converter also forced continued desync with my from audio to gameplay, and it just kept getting worse and worse. So I couldn't do shit about it. Jesus Christ.
Plankton is you.
Pretty nervous, not gonna lie. I'm on theoretical 106 pace.
The manliness has landed.
I say theoretical because it is nowhere close to even being half realistic, but, you know.
That wasn't so tough.
Yeah, nostalgia. That's a good idea. My capture card served me well despite how much I hate it. It's never broke on me or anything. It has a very, like, once every 6 months or something, I have some weird desync, but then I just deactivate and reactivate the capture.
Little guy, big stink. Ouch.
Or the PD, how's it going? I've been on today on this Sunday. Thank you for the good luck. I appreciate it.
It's kind of hypnotic.
'I used to play Shara at 90 FPS, I think, or 80. I remember before you guys said the 60 was fastest, and now it's not. I don't know what the hell's going on with FPS. I don't know what I should be playing at. I don't want to do the out of bounds shit, if that, you know, means anything for FPS. Really bad junkyard.
Enough said. The manliness has landed. Ugh.
150, isn't that basically unlimited at that point? sucks. It's whatever though.
Stop throwing things at me! Ooh.
I don't like this.
Look out below!
That's not gonna work. Yeah.
Off you go!
I don't even know what to say about that. Split a little early. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Okay. Definitely losing time.
That's gonna start.
It's too.
Do you actually do that, Colonel? It's kind of smart. I've never thought to do something like that. Yeah, that recovery was way better than it... That's the fastest I've ever done Dennis while also fucking up the strat.
Slipping, slipping, slipping! Coming through!
My chin is itchy and I don't know why.
Just like walking on ice cream. Whee!
I'm back.
That's my favorite mine ever.
I can only imagine, Rod. Alright, I really don't want to repeat last time. This went completely fine in practice, so...
Living up manliness.
If the exact same thing happens again, I'm really not going to be happy. As when I was on this kind of pace before. Okay.
Come to the door! Bring up two!
Yeah, I didn't even bother trying to fucking get around that. I just let myself get hurt. Yeah, to be honest, the channel points are all kind of high, but that's just because, like, I don't want to have to be distracted from my run all the time to do shit. The play hero pants was way too low. You could argue that everything else is kind of high. Yeah, no, we don't do it like that anymore, Nostalgia, because we have to do BBBH forwards now instead, because we never get guitar until we don't need tokens anymore. So we do, like, disco and all that. It also, doing disco and SpongeBob early also prevents us from having to do Sandwich Ring and Macho. So, like, that's another reason why. My favorite anime is Steins Gate. With my second favorite being Your Name. Third being Kaguya-sama, and then my fourth favorite being Kill la Kill. Those are all the ones I've rated as a 10. Kind of miss watching Steins Gate, but I don't think I'll rewatch it anytime soon. It hasn't been long enough. I need to watch the sequel. I've only watched episode 1. I started watching episode 1 in October, and I haven't watched any more since. Yeah, I actually watched the episode today, LPD. I very much enjoy it. I might even say it's just as good as season 1 right now. But it might get even better, because there's a lot of... It seems like they're doing a lot more, like, original shit now. So it could potentially get even more interesting, unless they just don't hit the mark. But yeah. Yeah, I was thinking of waiting for it, but I felt like I just couldn't. I probably would enjoy it more if I could binge it, because... Okay, so... Picture me, right? And I was studying really, really hard. I watched the entirety of Kaguya-sama Season 1 a day before my final exam. No, a day before my second to last day of exams. I binge-watched the entire show in that one day, the day before, because I loved it so much. But I was under a lot of stress at the time and stuff, so I re-watched it a couple months later, and it is so fucking good. Like, I rated it from a 9 to a 10, because I was less stressed and stuff, and I could just binge it again. I realized its strengths even more so. It made me want to watch it a third time, because now that I have even less stress going on, but... It's an extremely, like, good show, and Season 2, it seems to be on par with it. Kaguya-sama is kind of hard to explain, but it's basically, there's the president of a, like, you know, the president, and then, like, the vice president of, like, a school. I'm gonna die, potentially. And they basically, whoever confesses to each other first loses. Like, they both know they like each other, but, like, if you say that, like, you lose. Because they're too prideful, so, you know.
Sounds stupid.
What?
Sounds stupid.
No, it really isn't. It was one of the smartest written shows I've ever watched. I have too many nitros. Thank you, dog. Thank you, dog. Bad Sunday. Sunday ring is AIDS. Try doing weenie ring on PAL 360. Like, you can do it, but the rings go red every time. Like, you have no breathing room, pretty much. That was a 430. Jesus.
I didn't do that. Ouch! Oh, I wish this place had something to read.
My manlies don't look very high. Kind of concerned.
Must
Gesk is basically the grinding area. You hit all this shit along the way. But if you don't do guest jumps, then you get even more manlies. Yeah, Sunday's too long. If Sunday was 2 laps, I feel like it'd be pretty good, but it's just too long. Bad.
Now I know how my ancestors felt.
I think, I don't know, I think my claim is true. Because then it would be like 2.5 or like 2 minutes 45 long instead of 4. And then, yeah. I've done Rock Slide Macho, but only once. It took me a while. I had to like watch a video on YouTube. Not like any speedrun strats, but I just wanted to know like the fastest path down the slide. And the fastest time you can get is like a 3:57 or something. So stupid. Because the Macho time requires under 4 minutes. Yeah, Rockslide Macho is way too strict. Is it 410? I thought it was full flat. I know you can barely beat it. The world record's like a 2:44, but it could probably go down to like a 2:42 or something. Or 2:41. 2:40, yeah. Something like that. Okay. BPT is 107.20, so it's like 123 after this. Yeah, okay. So I have like 38 seconds of leeway. 37, I mean, yeah. Okay. Okay. I cannot believe I saved time on that Gask.
Look at this place. I hope my pineapple's still okay.
don't forget that there's a chance the Mindy skip will just not work. And if it doesn't work, then, you know. If Mindy skip doesn't work, can I just re-warp the Knucklehead, or do I have to go back to SCDA SpongeBob? Like, what do I have to do? Because I actually don't know. Mindy skip works for me like 85% of the time, probably. I don't think it works like that stuff. I think if mini skip doesn't work, I think I might just be able to reload the level. But I don't actually know. If I can just reload the level, the run might not be dead. But I'm not sure. I'm definitely saving time right now, but not golding. That nearly golded, actually. Damn, my gold is improvable by, like, maybe even a second, potentially. Play out of my mind to get a perfect clip. Although the clip has no consistency, so that's unlikely. Yeah, we used to meme on it a lot. There's a meme on the meme bot joking about it, kind of. That hasn't happened to me, like, since January.
Is the room spinning, or is it just me?
One, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, if mini skip doesn't work now, then it's completely over, no matter how well I play. It has to work now. And if it doesn't work, then, you know, 107 not happening today. I should also mention that I got my worst ever Neptune practice today that I've gotten in fucking forever. It was so bad, you don't even begin to understand.
I can bring back the patty.
Thank you for the good luck.
How come we're going
Appreciate it.
sideways?
I probably won't be looking at chat very much
Rolling by?
from here on out. I'll probably do what I used to do and mute my mic and the chat. And the desktop. I used to do that all the time before Mindy skip.
Rough road ahead.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna minimize chat. I don't need to right now, I don't think. There's still one thing that can go wrong in Knucklehead, which is the soft lock that you have a very small chance of getting out of. Like, really small. It's, like, completely random, I'm pretty sure. So that's the only thing that can go wrong, which is very unlikely to happen in the first place, and if it does, there's a small chance that I can get out. My face is itchy again.
A lot of pictures of plankton.
I think I'm getting car sick. Or food sick.
That was a lot better than I thought it would be. I thought it was about the bonk. I think this can gold.
Alright. All hail, Plankton. Dodge, SpongeBob, dodge! I command you to kill him! That's it, SpongeBob! You got him with that one! Kill SpongeBob! Stop that! Your chops are too righteous! Destroy SpongeBob! That's it, SpongeBob! You got him with that one!
Is the room spinning or is it just me? Upsy daisy!
I command you to kill him! Kill SpongeBob. Stop that! Your chops are too righteous. Destroy SpongeBob! Kill him! Kill him, you idiot! Idiot? No.
Here I am.
French for handsome man.
Oh my god.
Grab him by his udders.
It looks like you were innocent the whole time. Oh well.
I
My pencils have erased.
I don't know what to say.
Brave hero
I don't know what to
who
say.
recovered my crown.
I've conquered all the chippies. I'm never gonna stop.
People are redeeming a lot of things. I'll do them later. I apologize. I need to bask
I may be a dork,
in the moment.
but
I've conquered all the
I genuinely
chippies.
cannot believe how
I'm never
good
gonna
that run was
stop.
out of Now That We're
Chips
Men.
peas and
And there were a lot of
gravy.
mistakes past
I
that,
bet
and that's
the
exactly
fucking
what I
lot.
expected. But this is absolutely insane.
I've conquered
Wait.
all the chippies. I'm never gonna stop.
Sky, did you donate
Chips and peas and
$107?
gravy. I bet the fucking lot.
Am I misreading things? Oh my god. Sky, thank you so much. I don't know what to say. 106 isn't currently possible. Yeah, my prediction was 107.34. Like for like a good run, like a god run, but this wasn't a god run. But this is I can't get a 106. I'm not exactly sure what to do. Let me just have a drink real quick, I guess. Sky, thank you so fucking much for the $107 and the 100 bits, and thank you, Colonel, for the 20 bits, Carden for the 100 bits, and Darabates for the 100 bits. I really appreciate it. Yes, I will do them soon, I promise. Okay, just anonymous, thank you for the single bit. I can do early powers, but I need time to like learn it and shit, and yeah. Wow, that. I mean, again, 106 can't happen, but I do want to keep playing this category, obviously. Early powers will be quite a temporary thing, I guess. Let me quickly go through the run. The -17 thing is arbitrary. That's from Rubber, so I'm actually bad 3K, but like really insane BBBH. Weenie was good, I guess. Well, it was alright. This is bad. But like the run, despite those mistakes, was really fucking good because of Now That We're Men. I can so get a sub 440 Now That We're Men. I know I can. Like, I can theoretically be minus out now that we're men, but that will probably not happen without new strats or without getting really lucky. SCDA was bad, but it wasn't that bad. Dennis was below average. SCDA 2 was fine. Throwing Fruit was good. Sunday was good enough. Guess was good. Dennis 2 was good. Guess 2 was great. More Bounce was excellent. Monumental was some BS, but it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Knucklehead was amazing, and Neptune was pretty fucking great. So basically, the main time saves now are in late game, but before that we have basically like 6 seconds in 3K, 1 second in SD102, so that's 7 seconds. And then we have maybe like 5 to 6 seconds of realistic time save here. Actually, I'd say like 6, so that's like minus 13. I could be like minus 15 out of here. So if we're being super realistic, there's like 25 seconds of realistic time save of the stretch. That is absolutely absurd, but, you know, I feel like there's no reason to stop playing this category, right? I gotta keep grinding it until 106 becomes even possible on a perfect run, and then I get a 106. Like, I could do it if I kept grinding. You know what I kind of want to do? I kind of want to do no Mindy skip at some point. I feel like I have unfinished business with no Mindy skip. You know what I mean? Like, I never got 127. My run, you know, I would still do fast corkscrews. I'm a moron, but, you know, dude, okay. Here are the things that we need to look out for, right? Also, thank you, Ribato, I appreciate it. 127, 105 summer best, and early powers. Those are the things that we should currently look at.